Good morning everyone. In this video, we are going to cover the current affairs. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GKToday Academy app. For regular updates, please join our Telegram channel. This is the name of Telegram channel, GKToday YouTube. Now we have started a new channel. It is Civils Academy. You can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. Now let's start. Which organization is set to launch its first ever news magazine program in Sanskrit? And the name of this initiative is Sanskrit Saptahiki. That means weekly news will be provided in Sanskrit. So this is a program of AIR, that is All India Radio. Now apart from that, recently India helped Nepal for a Sanskrit Vidyalaya, that means for a Sanskrit school. And the name of the Sanskrit school is Sri Saptamai Gurukul Sanskrit Vidyalaya. Now present Prime Minister of Nepal is KP Sharma Oli. India's ambassador to Nepal is Vinay Mohan Katara, and Nepal's ambassador to India is Mr. Nilambar Acharya. Nepal was also in news because of the new map in which it has shown Indian territories as their own, and 3 of Indian territories, Kalapani, Limpiadhura and Lipu Lake, were shown as their own by Nepal. Which Indian state or union territory has launched a mobile van Dhanvantri Rath providing essential healthcare services to the people? So it has been started by Gujarat. What is the purpose of this initiative? The purpose is to provide non-COVID essential healthcare services to the every household with the help of such vans. That means if you need healthcare assistance for disease other than COVID, then this van will provide you assistance. Now Gujarat was also in news because of Sunni Yojana. Answer in comment box what is the objective of this initiative. Apart from that, Gujarat was also in news as recently Food Safety Index was released, and it was released by FSSAI. And as per this index, Gujarat is top performing state in the large category states. FSSAI is under Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Now Gujarat was also in news as recently IL&FS sold 50% of its stakes in Gift City, and these stakes were now sold to Gujarat government. Which social media platform has launched a campaign called It's Between You? So this campaign was launched in India and it has been launched by WhatsApp. WhatsApp is an entity of Facebook, and for this campaign, WhatsApp has collaborated with Indian director Gauri Sindhe. So what is the objective of this special initiative? The objective is to highlight the features of WhatsApp for conversation. Now WhatsApp was also in news as recently it launched WhatsApp Pay services in Brazil. However, later the Central Bank of Brazil suspended this feature. Brazil was also in news as recently Marcos Trojo became the new president of New Development Bank. Marcos Trojo is from Brazil. What is New Development Bank? It is BRICS Development Bank. The headquarters of New Development Bank is in Shanghai, and the first regional office of New Development Bank is in Johannesburg in South Africa. Apart from him, recently Anil Kishora was appointed as the Vice President of New Development Bank. Anil Kishora is from India. What is BRICS? It is Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. What is the theme of International Day of Cooperatives 2020? So the theme was Cooperatives for Climate Action, and it is celebrated every year on 4th of July. Now 4th of July is also celebrated as USA Independence Day. It is also celebrated as Dharam Chakra Day. So this Dharam Chakra Day is celebrated on 4th of July and it is associated to Buddhism. Now apart from that, 1st of July is celebrated as Doctors Day. It is also celebrated as Chartered Accountants Day and Postal Workers Day, while 1st of July is also celebrated as State Bank of India Day. On the other hand, 7th of July was celebrated as World Chocolate Day. The world's largest COVID care center has been inaugurated in which Indian state or union territory? So it has been inaugurated in New Delhi, and it was recently inaugurated by the Lieutenant Governor of New Delhi, and he is Mr. Anil Baijal. Now recently Delhi was in news because of India's first plasma bank. So recently Delhi government decided to set up India's first plasma bank. Delhi was also in news because of LEAD initiative. So this initiative is related to e-learning, that means digital learning. Recently, this LEAD initiative was launched. Apart from that, Delhi was also in news because of a plantation drive, and the name of this plantation drive is Podhe Lagao, Paryavaran Bachao. So this is a tree plantation drive which has been started by the Delhi government. Apart from that, recently Uttar Pradesh government also started a similar plantation drive, and it is named as Mission Vriksharopan. That means Mission Tree Plantation. Now similarly, central government also started a tree plantation drive, and it is Sankalp Parv. So this is started by Ministry of Culture. Central Board of Secondary Education, that is CBSE, has partnered with which technology company to launch a curriculum on digital safety? So this question was already covered in our news section, and this company is Facebook. Now Facebook was also in news as it acquired stakes in Reliance Jio, and recently Intel Capital was also in news as it acquired stakes in Reliance Jio. Intel Capital acquired 0.39% stakes in Reliance Jio. Recently, Jio was also in news because of various other investment. Now coming back to Facebook, Facebook was in news as it acquired Jiffy. Facebook was also in news as recently it acquired Mapillary, and it is a Swedish mapping company. Who is the author of book titled Overdraft Saving the Indian Saver? So this book is authored by Urjit Patel. He is former RBI governor. Now this book is going to focus on NPA, that is non-performing assets. Now a special video on this topic, that means on the topic of non-performing assets, have already been uploaded on Civils Academy channel. You can watch it if you find it relevant. Now coming back to NPA, so your homework is to read about NPA and how it is different from stressed assets. So this book is related to Urjit Patel. Recently Mr. Patel was in news as he was appointed as the new chairperson of NIPFP, and he has been appointed as the chairperson for 4 years. What is NIPFP? It is National Institute of Public Finance and Policy. Who was previous chairperson? Previous chairperson was Vijay Lakshman Kelkar. Now Mr. Urjit Patel has been appointed as the new chairperson of this NIPFP. What is rank of India in SDG index? SDG stands for Sustainable Development Goals. So recently SDSN released this index. SDSN stands for Sustainable Development Solutions Network. So as per this index, Sweden is on top position, while India is on 117th position. Now if we talk about Sustainable Development Goals, these were adopted by United Nations, and these are the goals for sustainable development, and the target is till 2030 we have to achieve these goals. So these are 17 goals and 169 targets. Now in our previous video we have covered first 6 goals, and these first 6 goals are P, H, H, E, G, S, that is poverty, hunger, health, education, gender equality and sanitation. Now the next SDG are EE. What is E? This E stands for energy access, and next E stands for inclusive and sustainable economic growth, and the next sustainable development goal is III. What is III? It is infrastructure, industrialization and innovation, and the 10th SDG is reduce inequality. So goals are poverty, hunger, health, education, gender equality, sanitation, energy access, economic growth, infrastructure, industrialization and innovation, and 10th SDG is inequality. So we are going to cover the remaining SDG in our upcoming videos. Who has authored the book titled Getting Competitive, a Practitioner's Guide for India? So this book is authored by Mr. R.C. Bhargav, and he is the present chairperson of Maruti Suzuki. Which Indian state or union territory has launched Weavers Samman Yojana? So this is a scheme which has been launched by Karnataka government, and the objective of this scheme is to provide the financial assistance to the handloom weavers. Now Karnataka was also in news as recently it launched Skill Connect Forum. Karnataka was also in news as it celebrated 18th of June as Mask Day. Apart from that, Karnataka was also in news as recently Flipkart signed a memorandum of understanding with Karnataka Mango Board to support the mango farmers. Now a similar initiative was started in Bihar, and in Bihar, India Post partnered with authorities for the home delivery of Jardalu mango and for Shahi Lychee. Dehing Patkai Wildlife Sanctuary, which is in news recently, is in which state of India? So it is in Assam. Now recently this wildlife sanctuary was in news because Assam government decided to upgrade this wildlife sanctuary in national park. Now previously this wildlife sanctuary was also in news as National Board for Wildlife approved coal mining project in the specific portion of this Dehing Patkai. Now what is this National Board for Wildlife? It is a statutory body and it has been constituted as per the provisions of Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. Now it is an advisory body. That means it is going to advise central government on the environmental matters. Now answer in comment box who is the chairperson of this National Board for Wildlife. Which is the first Indian state to provide LPG connections to all of its households? So it is Himachal Pradesh, and recently it became the first state to do so. Now Himachal Pradesh was implementing Himachal Grahani Suvidha Yojana. As per this scheme, it provided LPG connections. Now similarly, the state was also implementing a central government scheme, and the name of the central government scheme is Dhanvantri Ujjwala Yojana. So the scheme is to provide free LPG connections to the BPL families. What is BPL? It is below poverty line. Which Indian state is set to launch a financial assistance scheme called Balram Yojana? So this is a scheme related to Odisha government, and this scheme is for landless farmers. And as per the scheme, loans will be provided to the landless farmers. So this is a sequel to a Kalia scheme of Odisha government. What is Kalia scheme? Kalia stands for Krishak Assistance for Livelihood and Income Augmentation. Now, the Chief Minister of Odisha is Naveen Patnaik. Recently, he was in news as he was awarded by PETA India. What is PETA? It is People for Ethical Treatment of Animals. Rewa Ultra-Mega Solar Plant, which is said to be the largest solar plant in Asia, is to be inaugurated in which Indian state? So, it will be inaugurated in Madhya Pradesh, and it is considered as the Asia's largest single-site solar plant, and this is in Rewa district of Madhya Pradesh. Now, Madhya Pradesh was also in news because of Rozgar Setu initiative. It was also in news because of Charan Paduka. Madhya Pradesh was also in news as recently India's first e-waste clinic was set up in Madhya Pradesh in Bhopal. Now, in the context of e-waste, recently Global E-Waste Monitor report was released. And as per this report, India is on third position in terms of e-waste. Now answer in comment box which organization released this report. So India is on third position in terms of e-waste, while China is on first position and USA is on second position. So top three countries, that means China, USA and India, contribute approximately 38% of the global e-waste. Now coming back to Madhya Pradesh was also in news because of Intajar Aapka campaign. So it is a social media campaign to promote the tourism in the state of Madhya Pradesh. India has recently signed 5 MoU with which country to develop its educational infrastructure. So recently India signed this MoU with Afghanistan, and this has been signed under HICDP program. What is HICDP? It is High Impact Community Development Projects. Now recently Afghanistan was in news because of a US Taliban deal. What is Taliban? Taliban is a militant organization of Afghanistan. Now this deal was signed in Qatar. The capital of Qatar is Doha, and Qatar is the host of 2022 FIFA World Cup. This 2022 FIFA World Cup is male FIFA World Cup. 2023 Women's FIFA World Cup is going to be in New Zealand and Australia. What is the name of Oscar-winning Italian musician who passed away recently? So his name is Ennio Morricone. So he was Italian musician and he passed away recently. He had won 2 Oscar awards, and the last Oscar award was given to him in 2016 for his work The Hateful Eight. Now apart from him, recently British film and TV actor Earl Cameron passed away. So these were the most important questions of today's quiz. Now we are going to cover important news. Feel free to skip it if you do not like the format. So recently the new building of IARI in Jharkhand has been renamed after Dr. Shama Prasad Mukherjee. What is IARI? It is Indian Agricultural Research Institute. So this research institute is in Jharkhand in Hazaribagh. Recently it was renamed after Dr. Shama Prasad Mukherjee. Dr. Shama Prasad Mukherjee was the founder of Bharatiya Jan Sangh. Next is Iota NM1. So Asia's largest and world's second largest uptime Tier 4 designed data center was inaugurated, and the name of this data center is Yota NM1. So it is Asia's largest and world's second largest uptime Tier 4 design data center, and this is located in Maharashtra, and it has been inaugurated recently, and it is in Hiranandani Fortune City of Navi Mumbai. Next is Desram. So it is generic version of Remdesivir, and it has been started by Mylan. So it is generic version, that means Desi version of Remdesivir, and recently Mylan got approval from DCGI, that is Drug Controller General of India. Next is Compact XL. So recently MyLab Discovery Solutions has launched this machine named Compact XL, and this MyLab Discovery Solutions is a Pune based company. So what is the use of this machine? This machine will be able to test and handle multiple samples at a time. So this is related to handling of samples and related to the testing of samples. Next is G. Akash. So recently G. Akash was in news as he became India's 66th chess grandmaster. Next is Uni-Savior. So recently IIT Roorkee researchers developed this disinfection box, and the name of this box is Uni-Savior. Next is Global Real Estate Transparency Index. So India is on 34th position while UK is on top position as per this Transparency in Real Estate Sector Index. Next is Railway and BHEL tie-up. What is BHEL? It is Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited. So recently both these, that means Railway and BHEL, tied up for a solar power plant at Bina. What is Bina? It is a place in Madhya Pradesh. Next is Mahaportal. So this portal has been started by Maharashtra government to provide the employment opportunities. Next is Ola and PhonePe. So these organizations partnered to enhance the digital payment experience of the customers of Ola, and the payments will be done through PhonePe. Next is NCLAT, that is National Company Law Appellate Tribunal. So recently this tribunal was in news as the chairperson of NCLAT is Bansi Lal Bhatt, and recently he was given the extension of 3 months as a chairperson. Next is Self-Scan. So recently this was inaugurated by West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. So it is an alternative to Cam Scanner. Recently Cam Scanner app was banned, so it is one of the alternative of Cam Scanner, and it is a document scanner application which has been developed by the Information Technology Department of West Bengal. Next is 75% private sector jobs for locals. So recently Haryana government passed an ordinance, and the ordinance was passed to reserve 75% of the jobs, that means private sector jobs, for the local people. Next is Jayant Krishna. So recently Jayant Krishna was appointed as first India-based CEO of UK IBC, that is UK India Business Council. So Jayant Krishna is first India-based CEO of this UK IBC. Next is IFSCA, that is International Financial Services Centers Authority. So recently Injeti Srinivas was appointed as the first chairperson of this IFSCA for 3 years. Next is Loan in Seconds. So this is an initiative of Yes Bank to provide instant loan facility. Next is COAI DZ. What is COAI? It is Cellular Operators Association of India. And recently Ranjan S. Matthews decided to quit as the Director General of COAI, and now SP Kochar has been appointed as new Director General of COAI. And last news is related to Israel, and it is OFAC 16. So it is a spy satellite which was recently launched by Israel in space. So that was all for the day. Now homework. So first homework is Manrega. So this scheme was in news because of various issues, specifically because of lockdown. More and more people have to work under Manrega. So please read about its main provisions. Next is recently an expat quota bill was in news in the context of Kuwait. Please read about it. And third homework is what is G4 virus. So that was all for the day. Thank you.